How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you see this. So we are going to continue on with the April readings for both Capricorn and Aquarius. So I will be providing timestamps after the live is done for some people who may just want Capricorn Aquarius. All right, so we're going to get started in just a few minutes. I want to make sure that we are going public on Facebook and also make sure that we are doing good on our sound. So let me just check those things real quickly here. And see, public on Facebook, yes. Okay, and then we're going to check our sound on YouTube and make sure all of our sound is good everywhere. Let's see. Okay, so sound is good. All right. So let's go ahead and see what spirit messages we have for both Capricorn and Aquarius. Again, each reading will be done separately. And regardless of where you may have Capricorn and Aquarius, whether it's your sun, moon, rising, or your Venus is in those signs, everybody is welcome, okay? So yeah, we've got some incense going here, and I've already kind of blessed the bones and charms. And so I want to do a quick sound bell, and then we'll go ahead and get started here and see what's going on for Capricorn first. All right, so if you're sensitive to sound, just feel free to turn it down a little bit. Sometimes the sound bell gets loud, but this is a nice point for me to check in with my guides, for you guys to take a couple of deep breaths if you feel guided, or just to listen, whatever may work for you. But it also clears the energy from the bones and charms from any previous reading or just in general. All right, so here we go. So this is going to be for Capricorn for April. All right. So go ahead and put this over here. And then as I shuffle the bones and charms, they make a little bit of noise as well. It's not for the whole reading, so thank you for your patience and understanding and all that good stuff. All right, so spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn for April for their highest good. What does Capricorn need to see, need to know for their highest good and vibration? Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat for April. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat for April, for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat for April 2025, for their highest good. Messages for Capricorn for Cappy for April, for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Capricorn, the goat for April. Messages for Capricorn Messages for Capricorn. Messages for Capricorn to go for their highest good. Spirits, guide my hands, please. Messages for Capricorn. All right. Let's put that over there. So now I'm going to go ahead and just flip over some of the bones and charms that I can. So when I bring the camera down in a few moments, you can see everything more clearly. If they've gone a little bit further out, I just am pulling them back in. It doesn't change their meaning. They're still in these divided sections that we'll go over in a minute. Let's see if I can lower this a little bit. Stay. Okay. But yeah, let's see. A lot of them, when they're really close to each other, I will wait to flip over because I don't want to really change their positions too much, if not at all, okay? Okay, stay. All right. I think I'll just stop there for now. And like I said, as we go through, if I need to flip stuff over, then we'll do that. But yeah, basically here, Capricorn, before I bring the camera down, I also kind of want to see where Spirit wants me to start this reading because it's different for every reading, okay? So just bear with me for one moment while we do that. Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start the Capricorn reading for April? Okay, so it's kind of in 2 points here, Capricorn. I'm going to say that they want to kind of mainly start in the center, and then the other point is in the relationships and love section. But whatever falls in the center circle where all these different sections intersect, that's going to affect all the different areas as well. And so that's kind of where that energy is leading me. So that's what we're going to do. I'll just put my pen there directly so you guys can see. But yes, so the different sections, right? We've got spiritual, unconscious, or your intuition. We have body and mental health. We have relationships and love, all types of relationships, romantic, platonic, with friends and family, self-love, and then we have work and money. Okay, so we'll go all over all of them. But now I'm gonna go ahead and bring the camera down so you guys can see more up close what is really going on, okay? So we can see here, Capricorn, that once I sit down and get this cord out of the way, that a lot of your bones and charms this time are pretty spread out. You know, sometimes it'll just be 1 or 2 or 3 of them, but like I said, they're pretty spread out this month. So that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, right? We're just kind of seeing what we're seeing in the beginning, okay? But again, whatever falls in that center circle that you can't even see right now does affect all the different areas, okay? And we have a little bit of some things in the past that have fallen out into the white, part of the mat, okay? But not too much, okay? So I can see here, Capricorn, that this might be a really active time for you, okay, or whenever you see this reading. So it's set for April, right? But all the readings that I do are timeless. So if you see it at another time, there may still be a message for you, okay? But always feel free to, I'm just put the incense out over here. Um, Always feel free to check your all your placements, right? So your sun, moon, rising, ascendant, all that good stuff, okay? But yeah, there's a lot of really positive, beautiful things happening here, Capricorn. So, the first really big thing that we can see in the center, obviously, is that yes coin, right? Um, so, when you come to this reading, I forgot to say, this could be about you, about someone else, multiple people, general environment, situation. Take it how it may resonate, right? But you could be receiving a yes or giving a yes, but there's this beautiful blessing showing up in the center of your reading, and there's some things touching it and all underneath it. So we'll get into it, okay? Um, but I really feel like this is a beautiful energy to start off your reading with here. And there's a lot of masculine energy around it as well. So it's right on top of this long white bone here. So that is the first raccoon penis bone that we have here. So we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, right? But this would represent, let's say, higher vibrational masculine energy. So being proactive, assertive, or aggressive with something. I'm just going to move the yes coin over, okay? So we have also this beautiful feminine energy as well. So as higher vibrational feminine energy, let's say that's that soft receiving energy. So we have both the masculine and the masculine and the feminine energy showing up here, okay? And then this over here, there's also touching here, Capricorn. We've got the lizard on top of the lock, okay? And then we have Leo the lion here. So if there was some stagnant energy showing up here, there's some healing that's going to come out and kind of help phase that away. I like that it's on top of it, right? And then also here with Leo the lion, Capricorn, this could have something to do with a Leo, where you may have Leo in your chart, or even Leo season. But if it's none of those zodiac things, or in addition to those zodiac things, right, it could also just be that now there's like this passion and creativity, fire energy, coming even from a long time ago, or even past lives, even, but doesn't necessarily have to be, with this the seashell charm over here, okay? But it also looks like your spiritual team here with the coffin, okay? So this could be passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, etc. Okay, I'm just flipping over so you can see it's the coffin. Perhaps wants to help you cut away something here, okay, Capricorn. So cut away, cleanse, right? Doing something here with that passion and that creativity energy, that maybe has either something to do with 3D children, whether you have children or someone else does, or if it's not, you know, physical children that are alive, even, it could also be something about inner child work, or wounds from childhood or something here, okay? But there's a need to go slow here. I just flipped over the turtle that's kind of hiding underneath there. I need to go slow with this cutting away of whatever this is. And it's really interesting because the scissors are kind of pointing to the heart chakra area of the baby. And then if we look on the other side, we've got the water charm here. So a lot of emotion. So needing to go slow with this clearing and cutting away of these emotions, okay? There could also be some information that's going to be coming in here with the book Charms, some type of knowledge here. But when you, Capricorn, do this cutting away, or someone else, or the environment, or the energy, right, it's going to lead to a lot of beautiful happiness. On the other side, we have the sun charm here, and then underneath it, we also have the feather, and then the key. Look at that. That's so beautiful, Capricorn. So it's two clearing and cleansing and cutting away agents. So one is the scissors, okay, and the other one is the leaf, okay? So clearing and cutting things away So we can have more happiness and more answers to something here. All right. Um, so very, very interesting. I'm going to try to put this back very gently, kind of roughly where it was. But there is also, it's not touching, but it's really close. Okay, over here we have more masculine energy with this masculine charm, and it's right on the line, like I said, very close, just like a pin hair away. And then we have the ship charm. So there could be something about travel or needing to be by water or something here that's going to be important throughout the month or whenever you see this reading. If it's not travel in like the 3D physical world, it could also just be something about being proactive with um, letting the emotions flow and being gentle with them, like we already said over here with the turtle and then the baby, right? But it's like extra, like if there's are a lot of emotions, get by a physical body of water if you can. If you can't do that, then at least do your showers and your baths and something about this cleansing and clearing and cutting away these things, okay? Now, if we go, I'm going to wait on this because they're not touching yet, okay? Because remember when I was trying to figure out where Spirit wanted to start the reading, it was drawing me towards the center, but then it was also drawing me this way, okay? So I really now, Capricorn, feeling guided to go straight into your relationships and love section, okay? And see what's going on here. And then figure out where we go after that, all right? But I want to pull back a little bit too, because there's some things in the past that are definitely showing up in this section, okay? So just if you remember like where you can see that dotted line, just pretend like it keeps going, all right? So this is past energy. Once the camera wants to focus, I'm moving around too much. There we go. This is past energy still in relationships and love, okay? So what I can see here, Capricorn, is really big piece, right? We got the turkey wishbone showing up here. We have the nutmeg. Then we have feminine energy with the seashell, but this is my listening seashell, right? So if it was bigger and we put it up to our ear, we could hear the ocean, okay? So past energy in relationships, right? All different types of relationships. Um, Somebody could have been, or an energy could have been wishing for more abundance, and they were really listening to, or the suggestion was they need to, or you need to, or the energy needs to listen to find those opportunities to be more abundant in the relationships. This could have been inspired or been a catalyst, right? Because we also had, remember, perhaps there was some relationship challenges here with the mountain charm also showing up as well, okay? Um, but if we keep going up this way on the other side of the white part of the mat, is we had like a real striving for too in the past, manifesting something, even working with others, team working energy. This is the raccoon claw. So sometimes you can see raccoons alone, but they're also kind of pack animals. If you see one, there's usually more. Okay, it could have even been about trying to manifest something at night, or not necessarily at night, but when others were resting, maybe you or someone else, so the energy was like really focused because of these challenges to try to manifest more abundance and listening for those opportunities, okay? Now this over here, Capricorn, we have the skeleton hand. It's half in the past and half in the future, current, present energies on the black part of the mat, okay? But right next to it is a piece of the armadillo vertebrae, the backbone, okay? So just like the coffin that we talked about over there in the center underneath the yes coin, the skeleton hand is also another symbol for me for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, okay? Because they're showing up here in the past saying that some energy or some person or something maybe needed to have a stronger backbone, or they wanted to let you know that they support you, they supported you in the past, and they still currently support you whether you realize that or not, right? Because over time, that strength and that support, the supportive strength is going to be even more, okay? Because we see over here the rope charm as well, okay? And I think that that's really beautiful, all right? And if we pull back out here again, Capricorn, look where your green lucky rabbit's foot is falling this time. It's all in relationships and love, and mainly in the current present energies, possibility energies, okay? Um, so it's always nice, right, to know that not only do we have, perhaps people in the 3D physical world that are alive, but then we also have our spiritual team showing up here and being very supportive, okay, or wanting you to be strong, or letting you know that they have your back or something here, okay? Now I want to go ahead and lift up this green lucky rabbit's foot and kind of just gently move it over to the side so we can see what else is showing up here for you. One more thing though, Capricorn, let me put that back for a second. It's not on the line, but I feel like I have to mention it. Spirit's telling me to mention it. Is over here in the past, very close to the line. We have, okay, Libra energy, the balance scales showing up here. We have the star, and then we have one of the human tooth bones, okay? So it could also be that in terms of relationships here in the past, someone was chewing over and digesting how to have more equal give and take, a sense of justice here, and wanting to follow your North Star or someone else's within the different types of relationships. So again, whether they're romantic, platonic, with friends and family, self-love, or all the above, okay? So again, if there was some challenges in the past, it could be because some energy or some person was trying to figure out how to have a little bit more balance with that. It wasn't really touching the line, but it was close, and Spirit told me to talk about it, so I did. But anyway, let's go ahead and move this over very gentle. Just like a little bit down here, but pretty much where everything was. Okay, so where we see a skull in a reading can tell us a lot where someone's mind is at or where it will be, that kind of thing, okay? Let's put that back over there. So your first skull is showing up here in the relationships and love section, all right? And underneath, okay, remember all this was underneath the green lucky rabbit's foot. We have feminine energy with the feminine charm here. We have the freedom handcuff showing up, okay? We have the irresponsibility coin here, okay? And on top of it is Pegasus, the winged horse. And then we also have the elephant here, and then that's leading into Pisces energy, the twin fish. So if somebody was thinking, or currently still is, or the energy is, if it's not you or another person or group of people, thinking about some irresponsibility energy in terms of relationships. It could be memories, right? Since elephants never forget. It could be old memories of irresponsibility in relationships. There's something going on here, though, where Pegasus, the winged horse, wants to pick up that elephant and fly away with it. Like, let's let this irresponsibility energy go if it is from the past, or even if it's not from the past, it needs to be cleared or something. Because I like how Pegasus looks like it's trying to pick up the elephant with its feet, okay? Now, also over on this side, Capricorn, with Pisces, the twin fish, this could have something to do with the Pisces or during Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. If it's none of those zodiac things, or in addition to those zodiac things, it could just really be about where can we go with the flow with this energy. Like, recognize if there's some irresponsibility energy going on, if it's on your side or someone else's, or just in general, right? We do have actually today, when I'm filming this, April 12th, right, Venus is going direct. So Venus rules love and relationships, all kinds. We had Mercury going direct earlier in the month, in the 7th, I believe, but it takes a while for things to shift back into that direct kind of motion and vibration. So a lot of the readings this month tended to have quite a few things going on in this section. So that could be part of the general astrology or even collective unconscious, right? But it is, Saturn is also here. And for Capricorn, that's your ruler, right? So Saturn gets us serious, responsible, gets us organized. It could be that, over time too, you're going to start to feel more like yourself in your relationships. And if right here, Capricorn, this is a piece of the snake vertebrae down here. Okay, I just pulled it out because it kind of gets lost on that part of the mat. All right, so this represents support, friends, family, romantic partner, mental health care practitioners, whatever your support systems are. It was literally actually supporting the green lucky rabbit's foot, right? It was like underneath it. So if your support system is changing a little bit, something inside of one of those relationships or all of those relationships, there's a need to let that snake shed its skin and to regrow, right? To bring in this rebirthing energy because there's all this good luck around it. Again, with that symbol for Pisces, the twin fish, to go with the tide and not against it, okay? If we jump over here a little bit, Capricorn, we've got the butterfly in this section. So this represents transformations, right? A big transformation, again, either in one relationship or multiple relationships here. All right. And there could be something really important about the details here with the strawberry. So going over the details of this transformation, or if it's more than one transformation, right? But I also really like what I see on the other side of the irresponsibility coin here. So here we've got Cupid charm. We got the witch charm. She's on her little broom there. And then we have the bumblebee, okay? And then the fish was on top of the bumblebee. I just wanted to pull it out there for a second so you can see. So this is like, my symbol here for Cupid is, again, all forms of love, okay? And then over here with the witch charm, okay, our little witch on the broom, she represents friends, family. It could be one friend, a group of friends, or just a friendly type of energy. Really wants to help you or someone else here, Capricorn, or the energy, find out what is our individual power in our relationships and what is the community effort and power, okay? Because remember, if we went all the way back there to the balance scales in the past, over here, it's like all these people, again, that are alive and around, and then also your spiritual team too on the other side of the veil. They're all kind of wanting to help you be successful in your relationships here with the fish prosperity, right? Wants to stay. It keeps flipping. Okay. There we go. Something like that. All right. So this is also leading to here, Capricorn. Now we have your second raccoon penis bone right here. Remember, we had the first one under all that stuff in the center, kind of where we started the reading. Now we have our second one over here. Okay. And so this represents, let's say, divine masculine energy, being proactive, assertive. And what's on the other side over here? That's my symbol for you, Capricorn. Okay, that's my goat symbol. All right, so it could be like during this time. Sorry, guys, I've been sneezing on and off all day from all the wind. That was a big one. Excuse me. This could be like you starting to feel more like yourself in your relationships. It could also be you're dealing with another Capricorn, or where else you have a Capricorn in your chart, because not everyone's going to be a sun sign Capricorn that watches this, right? But it also could be Capricorn season, etc. But if it's none of those zodiac things, or in addition to that, right, it could just be really about putting in some hard working energy here and being resilient. All right. In Capricorn, whatever falls in this center heart is like the heart chakra for me. Okay. So remember, you have a little bit of that. Hold on, guys. I need to sip. of water here. Okay. Ooh, much better. Um, maybe no more incense today, but and it's just allergies. But you have a piece of that butterfly wing, so it's like transformations happening in the heart chakra. This details, going over this details is important, but not giving up with something and tapping into this proactive, more assertive energy in matters of relationships. And if we follow it this way, this is really cool if you can see it like that, right? We have the alligator claw coming around in that curved part of the raccoon penis bone, and it's going up. All right, so this really represents, oops, I went too far. I want to see it like this. This really represents manifestation and, of course, good luck, right? Because it's their hand. It's almost like reaching up like that, all right? And so the alligator is about manifesting, again, good luck in the relationships, all right? So you do have all of this kind of like on your side here, Capricorn, at this time. I'm kind of looking out of the corner of my eye, trying to remember what other. Um, oh, yeah, okay. So Capricorn stuff happening in April. On the 21st, Saturn, your ruler, is conjunct the North Node, right? So North Node can be like your career, what your path is um, in this human body, what your mission is as this human at this time, right? So this can be about finding new paradigms and wisdom and resourcefulness in matters of your career, but it doesn't have to just be that. But that's, one kind of astrology note I just saw out of the corner of my eye. So it could be like even work relationships, right? But it just really just doesn't matter really like which relationships we're talking about, because you have all of this good luck, not only with the green lucky rabbit's foot, but then over here you have the bat. Okay, so another symbol for good luck in some cultures. But the bat really too is about subtle vibrations, because they are blind, right? So they use sounds, echolocation to communicate with each other. So there could be something about like subtle communications at this time that even go to even past lives, or something like these subtle communications are a long time coming. I've been wanting to get out these new ideas, and this is so beautiful here at Capricorn. So here we got the bat, then the mermaid, then on top of the lightning bolt. Okay, so you could even be feeling again this like in your heart chakra, or in the top of your chest or something here, like feeling like you need to let these things come out, okay, or be absorbed, or however you want to say it, right? But there could also be again this like thing where you're looking at like maybe even traveling, okay, within one of these relationships, romantic, platonic, self-love, work partnership, whatever it is. Or it could just be needing to get by water or be by water here as well, is maybe going to help like amplify those new ideas. Excuse me. Now if we go back this way a little bit, because whatever falls on these dotted lines or crosses them, thing keeps falling over, also applies to relationships and love. Okay, so if we go this way, Capricorn, we have here the whale vertebrae bone, and then it's right next to the puzzle piece. Okay, so we have also supportive energy. Okay, from your support system. It's a big piece of why we're successful, not just you, Capricorn, but everybody, right? No one is doing things by themselves. So your support system, whether that's friends, family, romantic partner, mental health care person, or counselor, like they're all kind of responsible too for all of this good luck showing up and the transformations. Yes, you or someone else, or the energy is really doing it and not giving up, and putting in the effort and doing their homework, etc., but they're also kind of responsible as well. Now, if we go this way here, Capricorn, right on the word love, okay, we have excuse me, the ship anchor, right? So this is about basically we drop our ship anchor when we need to stop our boat, okay, our metaphorical boat, and then we lift it when we need to go. So it's about a sense of freedom and safety in our relationships. It could also be something going on at this time, okay? And there could also be like a teacher, a mentor, a guide here with the apple charm, and or this is your own leadership qualities showing up, okay? But again, with Saturn going direct in April this month, it's really gonna kind of have a lot of us look at these things and find out where we feel safe and free. And if there's stuff that no longer resonates in our relationships, we need to let that go and find a new sense of freedom, of safety, or work with others to help us get there, a counselor, or being a good example for others too. Because I do see that you have the apple here, Capricorn, and then if we followed that raccoon penis bone that then it crosses the line, it still applies to this section. Over here, more supportive energy with a piece of the fish vertebrae backbone here. And but what's next to it that I'm really interested in is the crown. Okay, so it's like leadership roles, or leveling up also in one relationship or multiple relationships here, or also working with a guide, someone that has more knowledge than you or confidence in some way to help you with these relationships. But really, really cool. Last thing that I'll say here too, as far as what's over here, is we also have this chair, okay, that's right on the line. And so the chair represents our home, okay? It can be our 3D physical home, but it could also be here, Capricorn, like where do we feel like at home in our relationships, right? So it was not touching, but very close to the bat. So again, something about subtle vibrations, new ideas that are a long time coming or from even past lives. It could happen at the home or when we feel more at home in our relationships, of course. But let's not forget that what we said in the beginning also applies to relationships and love, right? That yes energy, everything that is in that center circle where all the lines intersect, okay? The need to cut away things that are no longer useful, even stuff past old wounds from childhood or something about children here. That there's some knowledge that's going to come through when we cut certain things away. We need to go slow with it here with the turtle, but it's going to bring answers and happiness. It's going to bring passion and creativity and healing and all this beautiful energy. And it's the feminine energy is lending to it too, right? Masculine and feminine, both kind of in balance here. So really, really cool. Okay. So with that being said, now I want to move Capricorn into your body and mental health, okay? Because that's where spirit is kind of telling me to go. Since we're talking about a little bit of the stuff that's on the line here and crosses over, it also applies to this section. But let's see, there's only kind of a few things out here in the past. But the first one is all the way out here. So we have your angel coin showing up here, Capricorn, in the past in terms of body and mental health, okay? So this could be about your body, someone else's body or mental health, or just the energy in general. But your spiritual team was showing up here in the past, which is really beautiful. If you guys can see that, sometimes the lighting, there you go. There's your angel coin. All right. But also too, we can see that like over time, that spiritual energy from your support system, from the other side of the veil, they could have been and are still wanting to help plant some seeds here for you in terms of your good health, okay, or someone's good health. This could also be about nutrition here because we are in body and mental health. So it could be like something about nutrition. Not only that, like what are we physically eating, but it could be like something about what are we planting in our mind too, right? Is it going to help us feel more abundant here with the money bags? So that's just kind of something showing up here. But I also can see, Capricorn, that maybe even for some of you guys or for someone else or the energy, right? Um, the goal, okay, if we follow this bow and arrows arrow, it's leading right to the peace doves. Look how beautiful that is, right? So maybe the body and mental health goals, the overall goal is how do we feel more peaceful, right? And that's so beautiful. Now, of course, this is the symbol for Sagittarius, Capricorn. So this could have something to do with a Sagittarius or during Sagittarius season, or where you may have Sag in your chart. But if it's one of those things, or in addition to those things, or just by itself, right? It's really about where do we pull back that arrow and hit the target. So the target here is peace in both the body and the mind and the mental. So we also see that you or someone else has been maybe thinking a lot about this or will be, because now we have two human tooth bones showing up here. So chewing over and digesting. How do we get more peaceful energy in the body and the mind, right? This is interesting as well. I love that, like the hummingbird, if we moved it over a little bit, it's like, I'm going to help you clean, right? I'm going to help you use this broom. So the hummingbird represents doing things that we are naturally good at that maybe other people won't get right away, because the hummingbird flies backwards and it doesn't fly forwards like most birds. So if there's something that you're doing for your body or your mental health or someone else, or the energy is, trust that, and there's like a deep need to clear and cleanse something around the emotions here, because if we follow the broom, it then leads to the cup, okay? And then we have the bicycle here, which is leading into coyote claw, and then we also have the coyote penis bone here. So this could really be about something about maybe needing to exercise with others, because it's like team working energy, right? But if it's not just about exercise, because we're in body and mental health, it could also be about our modes of transportation. Like, how can we take the emotions and clear them and channel them into some other type of energy that's, you know, that helps ourselves and others, for our overall like best body and mental health. Okay, I really see here too, Capricorn, that with this coyote penis bone here, right, we'll say higher vibrational masculine energy. If you can't see it, but there's a figure on the mat here that's meditating. You can see a little bit of the head there and the shoulders, right, and then the heart chakra with that center circle. So this was kind of like that, right? And so it's almost like here, Capricorn, that there's some kind of truth that could be, again, stuck in the throat chakra. If we think about our emotions and voicing them, okay, they're going to be in the throat chakra. They're going to be in the throat and the heart chakra, but there's something about the throat here for sure for some of you guys. And we're talking energetically. Of course, I'm not a doctor, so always talk to your personal practitioner and all that good stuff. But I see, that in general, there's just a lot of movement here, and helping the throat and the body feel lighter in some way, right? Like remember I said the hummingbird almost looked like it wanted to help carry that for you and make something light here. And I felt it over here too when we were talking about your heart chakra here, and with the bat, it was like I felt like something picking up and carrying away from the heart chakra, like just bringing a light energy there, which is really beautiful. Um, Now, also here, Capricorn, we have your second honeybee is showing up over here. We've got the frog, we've got the horseshoe and the ladybug, and then we have the balance, yin and yang, and then we have the safety pin. Okay, so here, This could be also when we talk about the honeybee, it's individual power and community power, right? The honeybee, they all serve the queen bee, right? So it's maybe talking about here like individual power in terms of someone's health. What are we responsible for ourselves doing or not doing? And then what is the community power? So that could be doctors, trainers, etc., whatever you want to call it, okay? Or just even doing things again, exercising with others. I don't know why that came out because I don't usually say that, but it was there. Okay, it's showing up again here for some of you guys. This is so beautiful. If there is some type of leap of faith here, Capricorn, with the frog and in all this good luck and balance and safety, a leap of faith, right, is doing something where we don't know the outcome exactly how it's going to go. So whether this is you or someone else or just the energy in general, it's like it is really protected here. It's going to bring more balance. It's going to bring good luck here. So I definitely like that. Okay. And it's like manifesting all this support. You are supported in so many ways. So this way here, Capricorn, we can see another raccoon claw, and it's like hugging the other piece, the big piece of this fish vertebrae bone here. So it's like you can manifest this support. We know that you have it here in the past and currently right close to the line. Your spiritual support system being here, there, having your back, but also I can't remember where else we saw it, but your your people that are alive in the 3D physical world also have your support here. Okay, so maybe if this is like changing something with the body or mental health, they're like blessing it and they're like saying yes, do it. Okay, because there's protection, there's balance here, there's good luck. Okay, and I feel that this keeps falling over, but that's standing up, right? Your alligator claw. So there's like all this energy here for you, Capricorn, um, during this time to manifest these things for not only your relationships, right, but for your body and mental health or for someone else's, etc. And all this manifestation power could also have something to do with, again, working with a teacher, a mentor, or a guide, or someone that has more knowledge or even confidence in health areas here, or they're just gonna like confirm things for you or give you added support if it's needed at this time. But very, very cool. Now, if we also trace this and go back this way and look at how these things apply, keep hitting that, to body and mental health, right? If there is a little bit of irresponsibility energy here that someone is thinking about or will be, or the energy in general, right? That Pegasus, the winged horse, wants to take away these memories, if they're past memories, okay, of irresponsibility. It just keeps falling, but that's all right. And clear away any confusion too, because I didn't see it before, but there is also the cloud that was kind of hiding underneath the skull a little bit. Clear away the confusion so we can have more of a sense of freedom in our body and our mind, and using feminine energies to do that. Soft receiving feminine energies, right? Being gentle, because this was also like this, right? So they're all touching these things and crossing the line, so they also apply to body and mental health. So not only is there a relationship transformation going on, there's a transformation going on in the body and the mental health too. So going over the details, not giving up with this, putting in the hard working energy here with your symbol for Capricorn. That's you, the goat, right, Capricorn? Or depending on where you have Capricorn in your chart. But this could also bring all these new ideas that could be even a long time coming or even past lives in terms of someone's health here for the body and mental health. and letting all this supportive energy guide you. Remember, I said romantic love, friends and family with the witch charm over here, and Cupid, helping bring in success and prosperity, and just not putting all the weight on you here, Capricorn, um, and letting the people that love you help you, and vice versa, right? But all this good luck is here, going with the flow, with the emotions again. If we put that back like that, how it originally was. Um, but lots of good stuff happening here. All right. So, with that being said, excuse me, let's go ahead and move into your next section here, Capricorn. Now, we're going to get into your work and money section. All right, so we'll start with a few things that are in the past here and then move on to the mat, okay? But yeah, if we look back here, right, we had Libra energy showing up here with the balance scales. We have the star, and we have one of the human tooth bones, okay? So it could be in terms of somebody's work or their money or their finances, or if you're no longer working, your sense of value or something here, or being valued. It could be that in the past, somebody was chewing over and digesting. How can I have more, an equal give and take with the work, the money, the finances? How can I have more of a sense of justice? How can I have more balance so I can follow my North Star here? Right, again, remember I said Saturn is conjunct the North Node this month on April 21st, so you could look at that and look at your own chart and see where you have your North Node, can give you even more insight there. But the thing that's like center in this piece, right, is this dog ankle bone right here. Okay, Capricorn, so this represents flexibility at work, with the work, the money, the finances, or our sense of being valued, okay? Because your other skull is right here on the line. So I can see that you or someone else, or the energy, is thinking a lot about how can I have more abundance here with the buckeye, with the work, the money, the finances. There also needs to be something cleansed or cut away or just cleared here, okay? Because we have the leaf charm. So when the old leaves fall off during winter, right, metaphorical winter, then they make room for new leaves to come in. So clearing and cleansing something so new stuff can come in here. Because I do see that with this envelope charm here, Capricorn, letter, message, document, it could be that you're going to be receiving a message, or you're giving a message, or it comes in general from your spiritual team, ancestors, etc. Something to do with the work, the money, the finances, all right? But if I also go this way here, Capricorn, this is your bobcat tooth, okay? So just flipping over so you can see a little bit the shape of the tooth and stuff. So bobcats are huge, right? But they're still cats. So for me, it represents boundaries. And cats are usually really good about being like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to eat. No, don't touch me. Whatever, right? All the things. So they could do things on their own terms. So it's work boundaries. So that's a big piece of the puzzle here, with the work or the money or the finances or our sense of being valued. There's something about boundaries here. It's like you can still have, I'm trying to wait for the camera to focus. Hold on. You can still have here, Capricorn, the support, okay, with the whale vertebrae bone here, the backbone. You can still have that support as a big piece of the puzzle and have boundaries at the same time, okay? Or maybe you get more support because of some boundaries here that you set, or someone else sets, or the company sets, or whatever it is. But I do see that as a good thing, and that could be, again, because in the past there was a need for more of a division for responsibilities and equal give and take and reciprocity and sense of justice and all those things. So I see it coming and manifesting more in this future, current, present energy there with that bobcat tooth. Okay. Now, there could also be something going on here with travel, because this is right on the line, so it also applies to work and money. So It could be like you're going to possibly travel in a work partnership, or because of the work, or with the work, or because of the money or something here. There's double masculine energy showing up. We've got the raccoon penis bone here, and then the masculine charm. This could be about 3D physical travel, or could also be something about being by water here, is important and for some reason. Okay. But let's not forget too, whatever falls in the center circle here, these things are all touching each other, also applies to work and money. So you could be receiving a yes or giving a yes here. Very beautiful energy, Capricorn. It's fueled by not only masculine, two masculines, right, but also feminine energy, higher vibrational masculine and feminine energy, to clear away maybe some stagnant energy that's still showing up a little bit here with that lock, okay? But healing around the stagnant energy with the work, the money, the finances. There could also be something going on here with a Leo during Leo season, or where you have Leo in your chart, or in addition to those things, it could also just be like the passion and creativity. Your spiritual team wants you to use that with the work, the money, the finances, to cut something away. If there's too much emotions about some type of information or knowledge or message, right? With the book charm and then the envelope charm, the need to go slow with that. And your spiritual team says, cut some of these emotions away, or be gentle, go slow with them, clear them. And when you do, because of either children in the 3D physical world, your children or someone else's, or a childlike energy or inner child wounds, what have you, related to work, money, finances. Remember how I always say, if you're no longer working, it's how your sense of being valued. Okay, that goes back to childhood too. Like, how much are we worth, right? When you get a new job or you apply to a new job, they'll be like, what's your expected salary or income that you want? That sometimes goes back to how we're valued as well, right? So when we cleanse or clear something with that, that's when we're going to get more happiness energy coming in. That's when we're going to get some answers that we could also apply to the work, the money, the finances. Okay, now let me just put the camera down for a second, because I messed up the baby charm here. Hold on. Okay, I think I got it. Just, yeah, all right. So now I want to see, we're gonna where did I put the yes coin? Okay, let's put that back too. Let's go now to your last section here, Capricorn. We're going to the spiritual unconscious, or the intuition, as I call it as well. Okay. And see, there's one thing all the way out here, and a little bit of your angel coin was also right on the line in terms of past energy. Okay. So the dragonfly represents like our dreams, like what we're wishing for in terms of our spiritual unconscious, like what we feel at night when we're alone, when we're sleeping, right? That kind of thing. Your spiritual support team is definitely here in the past, so they want you to know that, okay? And it could be you already know this, Capricorn, because the listening bells are right here, okay? So you or someone else or an energy could be really listening for some type of spiritual unconscious intuitive messages, okay? And you or someone else with the energy could be listening for that, utilizing feminine energy, right? So that would be that higher vibrational, soft, receiving energy, because there is perhaps a spiritual wish or unconscious intuitive wish, okay? And it could be that wish is just for like, well, how can I make my spiritual unconscious intuitive environment more fruitful, more successful, here with the spider and the spider web and then the 4-leaf clover. Okay, that could be part of the wish, or something is definitely showing up here, and I do like this. If we go back this way, this is interesting because it's not touching, but it's really really close, right? We have all the way over here, we got the question mark, okay? And it was right next to the buckeye, and then that skull that's right on the line between work and money and spiritual unconscious also applies this way, right? So if someone is still thinking, or an energy is still thinking about, how do I get more abundance and good luck in my spiritual, unconscious, intuitive side? Or if there's some questions there, like what do we do with those questions? Well, this is what you're going to do with it. It's right. The answer's kind of right here. We know we have the key over there. Answers are coming too to unlock doors. So here, Capricorn, we've got the fork and it's touching the deer tooth. Okay, so chewing over and digesting. What am I spiritually digesting? Right? What am I unconsciously, intuitively digesting? And if we think of the deer as an animal, I think of them as really gentle, right? So that's maybe something about the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive environment to make it more fruitful, to make it more prosperity, prosperous, right? To have more good luck and abundance and all these things with the buckeye too. It's like slowing down here and being gentle, to being open to listening and to receiving these messages from ourself, from our spiritual team, from our angels, our ancestors, spirit guides, etc. Okay? Now, I haven't talked about this at all during the reading because it wasn't touching. But here we have right in the center too, like right on this little cross shape here, Capricorn, is we got the seahorse. So this is my symbol for family, okay? This could be blood family, your relatives, but this could also be whoever you consider your tribe or your group of people. It's like your spiritual, unconscious, intuitive family. Something about that is definitely showing up here. I just feel that throughout your whole reading, there's all this supportive energy in all these different areas, both again from people who are alive and you can see invisible and all that stuff, and then also your spiritual, unconscious, supportive team, like the ancestors, angels, guardian angels, all the things, right? Because you're getting this yes, or you're giving this yes, right? This also applies over this way, because of both of the masculine and feminine energy that we had underneath it. Your spiritual team again maybe wants you to just cut something away here in terms of the children, real physical children, your children, someone else's, or a childlike energy or inner child wound, something about the emotions here. It's going to, again, that heart chakra area on the body of the baby. Going slow with this information, but clearing and cleansing whatever, if there's too many emotions or bad emotions or whatever it is, that there's happiness on the other side with the sun charm here, and then also with the lock, right? Finding answers and opening spiritual doors, having healing with the lizard, having the passion, the creativity. So really, really good stuff. Where did I? Oh, here we go. Really good stuff here, Capricorn. I hope some of that, is making sense or will make sense later. You can always feel free to leave me a comment or message me privately on my website, what have you, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube and eventually TikTok. But yeah, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. Enjoy this time period. We're going to go ahead and kind of switch over to Aquarius next. So I'm going to put the camera down for a little bit while we clear up the bones and charms, okay? But yes, thank you guys for your continued support, whether you like, share, follow, subscribe. They're all free ways to support my channel here. Whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and take a picture before I forget, because I do like to post that on my Facebook page after the lives are done, in case people just want to see everything again from just that one angle. All right. But yes, thank you, Capricorn. Enjoy. Very nice reading. But yeah, let's go ahead and clear and cleanse the bones and charms. I'm going to put them in this little bowl here with the crystals, so they can rest a little bit. So we thank all those energies from various animals and from the charms, and just kind of let them chill for a little bit. We switch over to Aquarius. Aquarius, yes, yes. Okay. I'll rotate the mat a little bit. I like to do that from time to time. Even though I do it with my eyes closed, I still like to just shake up the energy there. Okay. So let's put this off to the side for a little bit with the crystals. I think I'm gonna wait on the incense just because I've been sneezing a lot. It's been so windy here, guys. All right. But yeah, we're gonna put the camera back up just for a moment so you guys will be able to see like when I cast the bones and charms, and then we'll bring the camera back down a little bit. So, oh, too far. Roughly something like that. I think. Let's see. Once it focuses. Alright, guys. Okay. So yeah, let's do another sound bell to release the Capricorn energy and kind of welcome in the Aquarius energy. All right. And take a couple of deep breaths if you feel guided. And yeah, just clear energy. All right. So this is going to be for Aquarius for April 2025. All right. All right. Let's put this over here. I feel like the camera still isn't focusing yet. Hold on, guys. Sometimes if I do this. Oh, there it is. I think we're good now. All right. Yes, Aquarius. Let's see what spirit messages we're going to have for you for April. All right. So while I cast the bones and charms and shuffle them, they do make a little bit of noise as well. It's not for the whole reading. Just bear with me. All right, I got to do it though. All right, thank you guys for your understanding. And spirits, please guide my hands, please. Spirits, please guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius. Air sign Aquarius for the highest good. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius for the highest vibration and good for April. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for April? Spirit, guide my hands. Aquarius, the water bearer for April 2025. Spirit, amen. Spirit, guide for air sign Aquarius for April for their highest good. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. Please guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for April for their highest good. All right. Yes. Let's bring in some of them that have just gone a little further off of the mat. Doesn't change their meaning, right? We're just pulling it in closer for when I bring the camera down. You guys can see everything more up close. And then also I'm going to be flipping over some of the bones and charms that I can, so you can see stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let me make sure nothing went like too crazy. I don't think it went off. Okay. That looks good. All right. Let me actually, before I take the camera down, figure out where Spirit wants to start this message to, since it's different for every reading. Spirits, please guide my hands. Where would you like me to start this Aquarius reading for April? Definitely right here. All right, so I'm going to put my pen there, but they want to start in body and mental health. So that's what we're going to do. But let me get the camera first so you guys can see everything too. Here we go. All right. So as you guys can see, Aquarius, your bones and charms this month are pretty spread out, so it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. We're just noticing. You have something a little bit similar to Capricorn, but different. You've got a lot going on in the center circle that kind of cross over. But yeah, I mean, it's like every section is pretty active. I would say the most active areas, though, are in work and money and relationships and love, if I had to say. Still other stuff going on here too. But that's just kind of what we can see from right now, from our bird's eye view, right? But yeah, let's go where they want to start this reading, Aquarius. is right where I put my pen here in that green lucky rabbit's foot. They want to start in body and mental health, so that's what we're going to do, okay? Um, but yeah, as you come to this reading, right, it could be about you, it could be about someone you're dealing with, multiple people, kind of general environment situation. So always keep that in mind, all right? But remember too, whatever, if you've been here before or if it's been a minute, whatever falls outside of the black mat onto the white mat is still in those divided sections, okay, with the little dotted lines. It's just past energy, okay? So we can see that in the past here, someone or some energy was thinking a lot about someone's body or mental health. And that could have been because there was some stagnant energy here in the past, some blockages, right, in the body or the mental health. But despite of that, or because of that, there still was some really beautiful good luck that started here in the past and then crosses over into the future, current, present energies too. But perhaps somebody or some energy was also listening to a lot of different sources, or listening for better ways with the listening bells here to help the body and mental health, okay? Or just listening for opportunities to have more good luck there. So I can see that as well. And there's a beautiful supportive energy here. If you look from the side, right, we've got our fish vertebrae bone showing up here. So this is the backbone. Anytime we talk about the backbone for different animals, that's our support system. So that could be friends, romantic partner, mental health care practitioner, doctors, trainers, etc., whatever it is, right? Since we are in body and mental health, okay? But I see a lot of double, masculine energy showing up here with these two raccoon penis bones, Aquarius. So we could say this is higher vibrational masculine energy. And we all have masculine and feminine inside of us, right? So it's like being proactive with the health, with the mental health as well as the body. And I see if we go this way, that someone maybe is really trying to channel some emotions here, okay, with the water charm to take those emotions, and maybe even work with a teacher, a mentor, a guide, or someone that has more knowledge here, Aquarius. Or it's your own leadership qualities showing up here too with the crown, okay? So this could be working again with a mental health practitioner, with a trainer, with a doctor, or something here, but just someone that has more knowledge and confidence in these areas. Or you could also be an example for others too if it's your own leadership qualities here. But I see, chewing over and digesting here with this deer tooth showing up as well. Um, like how to get to back to a sense of purity and gentleness within the body and the mind. And I feel like this is going to make you or someone else or the energy here, Aquarius, really happy. Okay. Very beautiful here with the sun charm. Okay. And I also see like beautiful, peaceful energy here with the beast, the with the peace doves, okay, right in that center circle where all the different sections kind of intersect. That's touching this human tooth bone, which is then touching your angel coin, okay? So chewing over and digesting how to bring in this beautiful, light, peaceful energy from your spiritual team to even also help with the body and mental health. And if I turn the camera this way, right, you can see that figure meditating on the mat, right? And so this raccoon penis bone is coming up and crossing over the shoulder and then leading into the other one that we talked about, right? So it's like your spiritual team is here, they're helping you with the body and mental health. And this beautiful freedom energy coming in here. I love that Pegasus, the winged horse, is just like, yeah, we got you. We're like a really nice scarf or a comforting hand on your shoulder or something here, Aquarius. So that's really beautiful. And it then leads into, and I'll just flip this over if I can very gently. This is the ship anchor, okay, which is on top of the dragonfly, right? So it's like a symbol for freedom twice, right? Because you got Pegasus, the winged horse, and then you have that ship anchor. So we drop our anchor when we need to stop, and we lift it when we need to go. So freedom and safety, freedom, double time here, like how to feel. I'm just messing this up, but that's okay. It was roughly like that. How to feel more free within the body and the mind, right? And our dreams for that. So you could be chewing over and digesting this, or someone else's. I'm going to move the camera back this way because it's easier for me. With this human tooth bone going this way, that's also touching the dragonfly, right? So not only is there support here, because we also have the snake vertebrae, another backbone piece, but it was touching the strawberries, right? So it's like there's something about the details, or the fine print, or the paperwork, the details about something here that maybe your support system can help you with in terms of the body and the mental health here. Okay, we also have this coyote penis bone here, so like kind of double, well, triple, one, two, three, triple masculine energy, being very proactive with someone's body and mental health here. So that's really cool. Um, Now, with the baby here showing up, that's also right on the line, and then the baby is touching the symbol for Capricorn here, my goat symbol, right? Is that for you, Aquarius, because we're in the Aquarius reading, this could have something to do with the Capricorn and children, either 3D physical children that you have or someone else has, or it's just like this childlike energy. So it could be during Capricorn season, or where you have Capricorn in your chart, etc. But it doesn't have to be any of the zodiac stuff. It's really about putting in some type of effort, or resilient energy, not giving up with something, with the children, with the body and mental health. Or your own inner child stuff, or someone else's here. Again, doesn't have to be like actual physical children, it could be a childlike energy, but not giving up with that, okay? So if it is not about physical 3D children, right, it could be like if we have all this, triple masculine energy, being proactive with the body and the mental health, and that could be seen as more stern or serious in a certain way, then maybe it's also saying here, Aquarius, to let in some of that childlike energy as well, to help with traveling difficult paths, or not giving up or giving way to something, or sway to something with the body and the mental health. And that goes back to the deer tooth too. Remember we said getting into the energy of the innocent energy too, right? The pure energy, the gentle energy with the body and the mind could also have something to do with that childlike energy too. All right. It's okay, Hermes. Sorry, he's barking at something. But yeah, so the other thing here, and it's not touching, but it's like really close to the angel coin here. And I know I've moved stuff around a little bit, so I'll just say it wasn't originally touching. So I'll wait on that. But yeah, this is now, we're gonna just go ahead and move into relationships and love, okay? Because some of this stuff is already on the line and crossing over, but I want to see what's in the past here as well. Okay, so we said we started your reading off here in body and mental. We had your first skull here. Now your second skull here, they're both in the past but in different sections, is all the way out here, Aquarius, in relationships and love, and this is past energy, right? So it could be here, Aquarius, that there is someone or something or energy thinking a lot about relationships, and not just one relationship. It could be multiple relationships or different types, right? It could be romantic, it could be platonic with friends or family, or even self love. But somebody was thinking a lot, or the energy was thinking a lot, how do I manifest good luck here? So we have two animal claws, right? We got raccoon claw and then we have alligator claw. How do we manifest clearing and cleansing something as well? This is past energy showing up here. So when we say past Aquarius, it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past is for you or someone else, or just the energy in general, right? It's subjective. But what I'm seeing here too, with some of this stuff that's also right on the line going this way, if we follow that dotted line, is like your spiritual team showing up here in the past in terms of relationships, and maybe having some answers here for you. So this is my symbol for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you. Having some answers here, showing their support here. If you can see very lightly over here is that fish vertebrae piece as well, okay? And all this good luck, double good luck, okay? With being proactive or assertive or aggressive with this coyote penis bone here. This is past energy that could also be impacting what we're going to see over here in the future, current, present energies in terms of relationships. So here also, I just flipped it over with your coffin showing up here, Aquarius. Your spiritual team could also be like, they're saying there's something about flexibility here with the dog ankle bone that your spiritual team wants you to do, or someone else, or the energy in general, okay? Because if we want to see the individual power and the community power within our relationships here with this honeybee, right? So the honeybees work together as a team, and then they serve the queen bee, right? So it's like individual power and community power. Something about this here with team working energy and manifesting within our relationships, also with this coyote claw. The subtle vibrations and emotions are really big, right? We know that whether our relationships are in a good place or a bad place, right? We know that here, okay, in general, but also with the cup and then the bat being over here, Aquarius. It's like how we communicate, not just with what we see, since bats are blind, they use echolocation, right? There's like a lot of stuff happening here, Aquarius. Someone chewing over and digesting what's happening in the home and with family. That's a big thing here. Okay, so we got the chair here, we got the seahorse. So this could be like what's happening with the family, the blood relatives, right? But whatever you consider your family, it could also be your tribe, your group of people, okay? It could go either one or the other, or both, or what have you. But also where, like, if this is not about something going on in your physical home where you live, your house, your apartment, what have you, it could also be about, well, where do you feel at home in your relationships, especially with your family, relatives, your blood family, your tribe, people you consider your closest to, right? So someone is chewing over and digesting, or the energy is chewing over and digesting this. The safety pin is not far off, so it's like, just remember that, you again have all this spiritual support here for you in your relationships, but also that there will be this sense of safety. It's like over time here with the rope charm, and whatever is in this center heart is like the heart chakra, right? So it's like over time, there's going to be passion and creativity and strength and courage here with Leo the lion showing up. Now this Aquarius could have something to do with the Leo, or during Leo season, or where you may even have Leo in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really about that passion and that creativity, and courage and strength here. Now remember too, if we put in the effort, okay, you or someone else, or the energy here, Aquarius, to bring in this childlike energy, whether it's working on our relationships with our children or someone else's children, or this childlike energy, that's going to help too, to bring in this sense of freedom twice. Remember, with Pegasus, the winged horse, and then the ship anchor, freedom, freedom, and then safety, safety over there, right? It's there. It's something about going over the details with our support system, right? And if the support system is changing here, Aquarius, because we're still talking about relationships now, whether it's romantic, platonic, self-love, all the above, it's going over those details is important, and still feeling the support even though it may be changing a little bit. Because remember, what we had in your center circle here affects all the different areas. It's like the sense of peacefulness, okay, and how to get more peaceful energy also in the relationships. Now, if we go this way, that's also right on the line, and these things are, these two are touching, and then also applies this way, is here, Aquarius, we have a piece of the armadillo vertebrae backbone, okay, and then it's right next to the star, okay? So it's like, how can my support system help me follow my North Star in my relationships too? Going towards, what makes sense for you, and where you feel, again, safe in your relationships is a big thing, okay? But yeah, that's what I kind of see as far as relationships go. But let me double check. No, it's not touching. Okay. But we're going to move into this section now anyway. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't touching out there. So now let's go ahead and move into your other kind of really busy section this month, or this time, Aquarius, is work and money. Okay. So we'll start off by looking at stuff in the past on the white part of the mat. And then we'll move back into the black part, so the future, current, present energies as well, okay? I want to make sure I go ahead and take a picture now too, because sometimes I'm like hitting stuff very gently, and I don't like when I do that, because I want it to be where stuff was originally. Okay. All right, so we got our picture for later. Now let's go back, okay? So we talked about these things in terms of relationships and love, but not in work and money. And we didn't talk about all the other ones going this way, okay? So past energy back here, Aquarius, we can see, because they were right on the line, that dotted line that goes out, right? So it's still in this section, applies this way as well, that Spirit was really showing up here in the past, okay? And they were showing their support, and they wanted to help you with some answers. They wanted to help you manifest all this beautiful good luck. Remember, with the horseshoe and the ladybug, and then the 4-leaf clover here, and being more proactive or assertive about this. This could even have been stuff from past lives, right? Like how to get that buckeye, how to get more abundance with the work, the money, the finances, or if you're no longer working, a sense of being valued here, okay, with this past energy. If there was a little bit of also too some challenges in the past, it could be that led you or someone else, or the energy, to work with a teacher, a mentor, a guide here, Aquarius. And so this was, something that even brought out your own leadership qualities here in the past with that apple charm. But also, if there was some past energy here with some type of wish, and maybe someone told you or told someone else that this wish that you had or someone else had was irresponsible. Like, it's just so weird. Like, I don't normally ever see it like that. Or maybe you told yourself that this wish that you had or someone else had was irresponsible, or it wasn't allowed, or it wasn't possible, or something. Okay. Or maybe there was a wish to be less irresponsible. You could look at it the other way too, with the work, the money, the finances, or a sense of being valued. So it's mainly past energy, but it still crosses the mat, the black mat. So it comes over still in the current present energies a little bit as well. Okay. But if we focus only on, let's say, like the irresponsibility energy, or focus on some of the challenges with the mountain charm also crossing the mat here, if we focus only on those things, or even over here with the cat's eye that I was about to talk about, the cat's eye means there's something where we don't have all the information, and that's double kind of amplified here with this question mark, Aquarius. Okay, if you're familiar with tarot, the cat's eye is like the moon card, so just means that maybe we're not seeing something all the way clearly yet. Okay, but if we're only focused on those things, then we're not going to see maybe the yes coin showing up here, or we're not going to see the wish charm and all these things inside of the wish charms. So you can see those things, but don't let it be, the only kind of focus, because there's still a lot of really good things going on and happening here. Okay. So, remember how I said when we were talking about this over here, that's also on the line that applies to work and money, that armadillo backbone piece right next to the star, and then being very close to but not touching the corn, is like, okay, how can I follow my North Star at work, with the work, the money, the finances, or sense of being valued? How can I, be tougher, or not even tougher? That's a weird way to say it. How can I work with my support system, coworkers, boss, etc., the money, the finances, to plant seeds for the future, and not be tougher, but be more just like what makes sense for your plans here, right? It's not even about being tougher. It's just like, yeah, that makes sense for me. I have to do this, right? Because I also see, if we go this way, Aquarius, over here this way, we have sorry if you guys can hear my stomach growling in my chair at the same time. It's like, I'm hungry, I'll take a break after this. But here we've got the hummingbird, right? And it was very close to also the mermaid here. So there's something here, Aquarius, about doing things that you're naturally good at, that even go back to past lives, or it's a long time coming, and not necessarily caring what other people think about that either. Okay, because the hummingbird flies backwards and it's different from regular birds, but it gets the sweetest nectar, and it's the fastest bird, right? So when you do this, or when the energy or someone else does this, excuse me, this is like gonna come in here and bring in this yes, right? So whether this is a yes that you are giving or you're receiving, it's part of this huge transformation, okay, that's happening, because underneath the yes coin was the butterfly. So there's a big transformation happening with the work, the money, the finances. And I see it as a good transformation, right? We can have transformations that don't always feel as good, right? But here, even if it doesn't feel good right away, with the irresponsibility and a little bit of the mountain charm and the cat's eye, it's like, give it time, it will, because healing is coming. Healing is coming both with the work, the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued here with the lizard, right, in between both of those words, right? So I definitely like that for you as well, Aquarius. Now, if we go this way, we got our listening seashell here. It was like a little bit in the past, but mainly in the future, current, present energies. And it's right next to the bicycle. So you could be listening for work and money opportunities to travel, or you're listening to how to get more movement or more buzz or publicity, or just more energy with the work, the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued. Okay. I would say just go slow a little bit in the beginning, okay, especially just because in general, right, for April, or whenever you see this, if you're watching this in April, we're coming out of 2 big retrogrades, so give it some time. Don't get too impatient, right? Because also, if we go this way, Aquarius, we got the puzzle piece here, right next to the elephant, and then it's touching this other seashell here. So feminine energy. Well, double feminine if you count the other seashell too, right? So if we're talking about feminine energy, higher vibrational feminine energy, and we all have masculine, feminine inside of us, regardless of how we identify our gender, right? Is that there's some memories here about work or the money or our finances or our sense of being valued that go back to the past lives thing. Even it doesn't have to go all the way back. If it's not past lives, it could just be, it's no, but it is a past knowing though. I don't know. um it's just past knowing, we'll just say that, okay? Since it's a general reading, you can't say exactly, but um it's like you are going to have these memories, or someone's going to have these memories, or the energy in general is going to have these memories about like the soft receiving. I'm going to receive more work, or I'm going to receive more money, or I'm open to receiving these things. That's coming, right? You have that yes. And then also here too, Aquarius, is your money bags actually fell in the work and money section. That's always a good sign. And then it's like right next to the bow and arrow, Sagittarius energy. That's kind of, we follow it, it's going back to pointing to Leo the lion actually. So it could be about like, what are my work and money and finances goals? Where do I pull back that arrow? And maybe the arrow is leading to Leo, the lion, because it's like, well, where is the passion and the creativity, and that fiery energy? Because that's going to get you more abundance with the work, the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued, right? So if we have that passion and that creativity, then other people can feel it, and then we're going to feel it in other ways, in forms of different types of abundance, right? So I do see that being a big focus for you, or it will be if it's not already, okay? Now I also see that like there's a lot of information that's also going to be happening here, Aquarius, because you have the book charm here, and then over here you have the envelope charm. So again, whether you're receiving it or giving this information, it's like double information and knowledge coming in. Now the information could be confusing, okay, here with the cloud. There's going to be something that you need to clear here. But when you do that, look what's underneath the lightning bolt, Aquarius, new ideas. And the new ideas are literally supporting the wishes, okay, because it was right under the turkey wishbone. So the good thing about this too is that, like, what are you wishing for, or someone's wishing for here, Aquarius? What are we digesting in terms of what we're wishing for the work, the money, the finances? What is our work environment? What is our money environment? Does it have balance? Will it have balance? That's maybe what somebody's really wishing for here. Because then we have the spider and the spider web, and the yin and yang, and the fork here. And what is it we have going this way, Aquarius? Then we also have Libra energy, okay, the balance scale. So then with masculine energy on top of that. So wishing for balance on both sides with the yin and yang, and then the balance scale. So balance with the work, the money, the finances, justice with the work, the money, the finances, an equal give and take with the work, the money, the finances, being proactive or assertive or aggressive with this. I do feel that here, Aquarius, this could be something that your friends are going to help you with, or a group of friends, or a friendly type of energy here with the witch charm. I love that she's showing up there, right? And she also was kind of holding the scissors, and then the scissors were on top of Pegasus, the winged, I mean, not Pegasus, sorry, Pisces, the twin fish. And so here it's like your friends or this friendly type of energy is maybe going to help you cut away something here, so you can get more balance and equal give and take with the work, the money, the finances, or the sense of being valued. Now, this could have something to do with a Pisces or during Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart, right, Aquarius, or it doesn't mean any of that zodiac stuff, and it's just really about like, how can I go with the flow here, or someone else, or everybody, or just the energy in general? How do I go with the tide and not against it here? Okay, it's gonna really be like a big thing too. But I see, the last thing I'll say here about this section, because we haven't talked about this part yet, is you got Cupid here, Aquarius, and then I forgot to flip over the frog. Let's do that now. Okay, so the frog is on top of the freedom handcuffs. Okay, and here the Cupid is kind of pointing towards that frog and those handcuffs, freedom handcuffs. So this is my symbol, right, for all types of love, whether it's romantic, platonic, self-love. They're like, hey, we are thinking and supporting you to make this leap of faith, okay? For you here, Aquarius, or for someone else, multiple people, general environment situation, but it's gonna have a lot of freedom in it. Remember we said double freedom back here with body and mental health and even relationships, all the things, right? We had Pegasus wing horse over here next to the ship anchor. So it was like freedom and safety, right? And then over here, there's freedom again, okay? So your loved ones are supporting this, okay? They could also be like something here a little bit with that irresponsibility energy, if it's coming from them or some one of those, or something about this, it could be that that's like what gets you or someone else or the energy to make this leap of faith, because maybe if even someone else's like irresponsibility energy, if it's not you, right? Or remember again with the challenges that a little bit in the past, a little bit here, the need to go slow because of that, and because of the retrogrades and coming out of all this. But look at all this beautiful good luck and things happening here, and striving for this peaceful energy, as well, to go back to the center. Okay, your spiritual team is here, so that is so beautiful. So now let's get into your, since we're already talking about your spiritual team, let's move into your last section here, Aquarius, into your spiritual unconscious, okay, and see a little bit what's in the past, and then get back here. But I think hopefully you're starting to get the theme of this reading a little bit. But yeah, we can see in the past a little bit of irresponsibility, spiritual unconscious or intuitive irresponsibility. Maybe somebody wasn't feeling the support in the past here with this whale vertebrae bone here. There could have also been either too many boundaries or a lack of spiritual unconscious intuitive boundaries in the past, okay? But that's because we had that the bobcat tooth here, right? Remember I always say that cats are really good at their boundaries, right? They'll let you know, no, you can't pet me right now, or what have you. So this is past energy again that could have been kind of like a catalyst for whatever we're going to see here in the future, current, present energies. And what do we see right here? We see abundance, okay? Aquarius with the nutmeg showing right up there. We also have right on the line, okay, or very close to, that in the past there was also someone listening for their spiritual team, their intuitive, unconscious team, maybe again to have something about boundaries here, or feeling more support, or a lack of boundaries, or a lack of support. Now we move into the current present energies and possibilities. Then now we have the ship charm here, okay? So this could be about you know, like 5D travel, traveling lucid dreams, traveling when you're sleeping. Okay, but it can also be about physical travel here too, maybe impacting the spiritual unconscious, right? When we go to different places, sometimes it opens things up in a spiritual way for us. Or even if they're places that we've already been to, it like reinforces things. Take that part, of course, how it may resonate. But there's a lot of abundance here with this nutmeg. And here we have Saturn, right? Um, and Saturn comes in here, Aquarius, and it's like helping us get responsible or delegating tasks or getting more serious. Not that you weren't, or not that someone else or the energy wasn't serious already with their spiritual, unconscious, or intuitive, but it's adding something to this. And again, remember I said Saturn is conjunct the North Node on the 21st. You know, find out where your north and south node are in your chart if you don't already know, and see how that may relate to your spiritual, unconscious, intuitive side as well. But really, nicely here too, we have our second honeybee over here. And so this is about, you know, our individual power and our community power, right? So what do we do um, with our individual power in terms of our spiritual, unconscious, intuitive side? And then what is our community? Where do we feel supported, right? If there was a lack of support in the past or boundaries here, where can we in the future, current, present energies feel supported um, with that community reinforcement and support? Okay, whether that's like we're talking about spirituality, so it doesn't have to be about religion, right? But where do you feel spiritually connected? It could be with a certain group of friends or people or a church, you know, in addition to that, or going outside in nature or whatever it is. There's a serious added layer there because of that. um, Now, remember too that if there's a leap of faith, a spiritual leap of faith where we don't know the answers, a lot of times we don't when it's spiritual nature, but it's like all this freedom is there for the taking to feel more spiritually free, intuitively and consciously free. Okay, and that could be that when we are in that soft, feminine, receiving energy here too, the feminine charm, that it's going to help us cut away things that are no longer useful for our spiritual, unconscious, intuitive nature, okay, or even our evolution, right, our spiritual evolution. So this could here have something to do with the Pisces, or with a Pisces, the Pisces season, or where you have Pisces in your chart. Or it doesn't have anything necessarily to do with the zodiac energies, and it's just like going with the flow to cut these things away. Like let your friends help you here, Aquarius, or friendly type of energy, because they also want to help you be more proactive or assertive with feeling an equal give and take, or a sense of spiritual justice here. Remember, with Libra, so it could have something to do with the Libra during Libra season, where you have Libra in your chart, all those things again with the zodiac energies. But if you let this friendly energy help you too with your spiritual side, your unconscious, intuitive side, Aquarius, this is also going to help you feel more balance here with the yin and yang and the spider and the spider web, and helping clear away any confusion that maybe was around a lot of information that came in. Okay, and so when you clear this spiritual confusion, intuitive confusion away too, then you're going to have some maybe new ideas come in here, help supporting these things that you're wishing for. So that's really beautiful too. And what are you maybe wishing for? Going back to the last thing here before we finish up, is wishing for this peaceful energy, right? For the angels, ancestors, spiritual team to come in here and bring in this beautiful, peaceful energy. Okay, so chewing over and digesting how to make that happen with our support system, and going over the details, the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive fine print, so to speak, with the strawberry here, so we can have that sense of freedom and safety, And maybe even get back to this childlike energy here, or something with the children, but that's more of your inner child or childlike energy when we're talking about the spiritual unconscious. Just putting in that hardworking effort and that resilient energy, to show that as well. Um, so really, really interesting stuff going on here. Hopefully that will, start to make sense, or it already does here, Aquarius. Um, but yeah, I took a picture. I'm going to take one more just in case, because I think I flipped over a couple other bones and charms since then. And so again, I will be posting that on my Facebook page after this live is done, if you want to look at it later. But yeah, I mean, let me just put this camera up here for a little bit while I say bye to you guys, if it'll stay. But no, enjoy this time period, Aquarius. Both Capricorn and Aquarius, you had really beautiful readings. Yeah, so forgot my train of thought now, because I need to stop and have a little snack or lunch or something, whatever those things are called. But yes, if you want to subscribe, whether it's on YouTube, it's free, or follow on Facebook and eventually TikTok, they are free ways to help support the channel. Whether you share and like, that also helps too, since I am doing these readings for free. Whatever you feel guided to do, so no pressure. But you guys take care, and I will be back a little bit later with the last two readings for April. So we'll be doing the Aries. Is it Aries and Taurus? I think. No. We're doing Pisces and then Aries. Yes. Duh. Okay, got it now. All right, guys. I will see you guys later with some more